Okay.
To the back.
Okay. All right, to the back.
Yeah, I'm right over here. Right? Yeah. I see you, you see me. Let's not play around.
Let's not. Okay, Mr. Two-Wit, let's go. What do you got?
All right, I promise not to use that phrase.
Social media loved it, though.
Do you mean to tell us that in the discussions between the president and the speaker, and in the discussions between the two negotiating teams, they are only discussing federal discretionary spending, and that they are not at all discussing the terms under which the debt ceiling would be raised?
The president has held the line and has been very clear that the debt, when it comes to the debt limit, it should be done without negotiations, without condition. That's something that the president has said in front of all of you. And he also said,
in the actual rooms.
I just told you.
They're not talking about the debt ceiling, about how long it would be raised, by how much. That's not a subject of discussion.
Well, first of all, I am telling you what the president has said to all of you.
I know what he said. I follow him very closely every day. I want to know what's happening in that room.
The president has spoken to what he has said to the leaders in that room, to what he has said to Speaker McCarthy in the room, and he's been very clear. And so he has said, when it comes to the debt limit, it is not negotiable. It should be done without conditions. That's what he has said, that he has been very clear.
But is he leading up to that in these talks?
Well, I will also remind you that yesterday the speaker and the president said, when it comes to default, it is off the table. And I'll leave it there. Okay, let's keep going.
Has there been any more discussion about the 14th Amendment?
Look, the president's been very clear about this. He's spoken to this. It is just not, it is not going to deal with the problem that we're currently having at this moment, at this time. What we need to focus on is Congress acting, is Congress doing their constitutional duty and dealing with the debt limit.
To follow up on the 14th Amendment again, the last time the president spoke about this in Hiroshima, he actually said that he was looking at the 14th Amendment and he thought that he did have the authority, but the question was essentially whether it would get tangled up in court in appeals. And he said that's what is unresolved. So has the White House determined that there is not enough time to invoke the 14th Amendment?
So, look, the 14th Amendment, as I've been saying, doesn't solve our problems. Congress must act. The president actually has said that multiple times.
And the last time we heard from the president, it was still on the table. Is it on or off the table?
The president also said on Sunday that it's up to lawmakers. This is up to lawmakers.
Earlier, it sounds like the White House is now ruling out invoking the 14th Amendment as an option to get around the debt ceiling. Is that accurate? What
I can say, it is not going to fix the current problem that we have right now. Which right now, what is going to deal with getting the debt limit done is for Congress for Congress to act, and that's what we've been very clear on.
If it won't fix the current problem, that means that's not a possibility that the president will pursue. I'm not going to go beyond what the president has said. He's made it very clear it's not going to solve our problems. That is just where we are. Congress needs to do its job.
Thank you so much. Speaker McCarthy said yesterday in front of the White House that the reason why we are in this problem is because every time Democrats wanted to make a deal, they wanted to make a deal about spending more money. So do you agree with Speaker McCarthy that Democrats have a spending problem?
No.
To it.
No, to it. Look, I'll say this: the president's budget reduces the deficit, as you know, by nearly $3 trillion over 10 years, and that is on top of what he's been able to do the last 2 years, $1.7 trillion. Now, more recently, he also talked about doing an additional $1 trillion on top of the $3 trillion that he proposed in March 9th in his budget. So he's taking this very seriously.
Speaker and his team have said that the federal government needs to spend less money next year than it is spending this year, meaning that they need cuts, not just a freeze in the way the White House has suggested. Is that a red line for the White House, or are you guys willing to entertain a budget for next year and the coming years that is less than fiscal year 2023?
So look, we put forward a proposal that cuts spending by more than $1 trillion. That is on top of the budget that the president put out on March 9th, that showed more up to nearly $3 trillion more in budget dealing with the budget cut
to cut the deficit, to be more specific, and that's